Hey guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to do Unity. And if you're not familiar with Unity, well, it's actually a game designing, programming, and it's for making games. So you can program on it using C#, JavaScript, etc. But that was on the past versions. It uses C# to make programming. So anyways, yeah, before we jump into Unity, I'll quickly show you how to install it. So, the way that you install Unity is that you search up Unity, and then it goes to this, so click on it. Or, what you can do is just click download, okay? Wait for it to load. You have to press this, and then you have to download Unity Hub. And when you download Unity Hub, it just basically tells you like terms and conditions. But this is Unity Personal. If you want to go on Unity like Pro, does cost money, okay? Unity Pro, just search that up. Like Unity Pro, Unity Store. And it goes on here, it's $125 per month. So I wouldn't recommend it. I honestly recommend just Unity for like the beginners. But if you want to make a game like complicated and stuff, then Unity Pro is good. But for beginners, I'd recommend Unity, just like the normal Unity, not Unity Pro. So yeah, and Unity also comes with assets like 3D Game Kit. I wouldn't, I kind of would. If you're a beginner, I'd recommend 3D Game Kit because it requires no code whatsoever. Also go on 2D Game Kit, which is a game kit that's this, and it's also for free. Keep in mind that the 3D Game Kit is takes up a lot of space on computers. That's why I stopped using it. And it's also because I like the environment of coding when it comes to Unity. Anyways, now let's go into the code. You need to press new. I'm gonna name this for example, YouTube test. Actually, that is a good name. But you can call it whatever you want. And I'm gonna keep this on 3D. If you want, you could do it on 2D or 3D, but for my tutorial, I'm gonna put it on 3D. Assets package, if you're new to Unity, you probably won't have one yet. So just leave it blank. This could be on. And then hit create project. Meanwhile, that's happening. I also want to introduce you to some assets, and assets helps you with different stuff. I'd recommend the assets that use better graphics. But anyways, yeah, click on this asset, and then this is one of the assets. It's a screenshot tool, but I'm not talking about that one. Of course, that does cost money, but 2D Game Kit, we already introduced that along with the 3D Game Kit. But one cool asset I want to show you is Rocks and Boulders 2. And this asset is actually for free. And I'd say it's probably the best rock asset in Unity. Because if you think, although it's free, it's actually one of the best. Because these are rock materials. Okay, so these, if you want to make a rock out of these materials, then it's kind of hard. Because you have to make separate cubes. Then you have to mesh render some of it. Which is kind of hard, especially for pros and beginners. For pros it may be easier. But you see Spotted Rocks 2K pack and volume 2 stuff. like, I honestly recommend this because, like, it has all the different types of rocks, and, like, it has the moss rocks, and it even has the spotted rocks. Like, I've never seen an asset that's free and it's like this. So that's why I downloaded once. Another asset, if you're making a race game, is actually sports cars. And there's many different types of them. But one of the assets that's really good out of all the sports cars is this one, sports car 3D model. Now, there's no, you don't, for any of these cars, like if I go back, for any of these cars, the ones that are free, or even for ones that cost money, like, you don't need animation. Because you could just, like, add certain force, which is made in scripts by C#, but that's way too advanced, so I'm not going to be teaching that today. And you can make the car get pushed forward, backwards, sideways, left, right, etc. without animation. But if you really want to get advanced, like, you see this screenshot of, like, the car on MS Sports Car? You see that particular wheel, you see how the wheels popped out? They use that by using animation. So, like, they use a script that says if you press A or D, it makes that certain animation move. But I don't really use animations because on my computer the animation doesn't really work for some particular reason. But I do know how to make animations. Anyways, so I'll say skip new version because I don't have time to download it right now. And then we drag this sample scene into our scenes. And then I want to rename this sample scene. I'll name it YouTube Test. And then I want to show you some main examples. So before you do anything on Unity, I'd recommend to create 3D object and a plane. A plane is basically like a normal plane. And then you want to make sure the position is 0, 0, 0. And then the scale is like how big it is. So you can, if you want infinite terrain, you can literally like push it to the limits. And like same with the Y and the Z I'm about to do. Okay. And Unity also has materials, so that we have to create. So if you want to make a material, just say like ground. Okay, so you have to, the way to make a material is right click on the assets and then hit material. And you can double click it. Now, but first you want to drag it onto there. Then you want to click it. And then, as you see, when I dragged it on to there, I can change the color. So I think a reddish look would look good. Now I'm going to create another material, and I'm going to call it cube. I'm actually going to call it player material, because our player is going to be a cube. And usually write mat. But before we do that, we need to create 3D object cube. And then this is our cube, okay? And we need to add a component, and this is called rigid body. Rigid body, not rigid body 2D, but rigid body. And then what it actually does is that it basically gives a rigid body look to it. So like you could collide with things, you could hit things. So like if I wait, let me see. And you also need to add a component box collider, so it could collide with anything. Now if I hit play, you'll see that it'll just drop on the ground. Now if you want to add cool physics, because this is a bit boring right now, you could rotate it by using the rotate tool, which is also available by clicking E, because there's many tools. Q, W, E, R, T, and Y is like all the 3D looks. So, but I'd recommend just using Q, W, and E for now. And by the way, R is, wait, I meant T, the rectangle tool, is actually 2D. So I don't recommend using it in 3D because it's a 2D tool, but it can work in 3D. It's not like it can't. We get the, okay, so we bring it up using the move tool, and then we get the rotation tool, and we rotate it. Like that. We hit play, and it falls like a natural cube. So now, for our player material, we drag it on to the player, and then we can also change like metallics and smoothness. So you see it's a metallic cube now. And we could hit like red or black. If we hit black, if we hit that, it still works the same way. Now, what we can do is we can rename this to player by simply clicking it and going to the inspector, clicking enter, and it says player. Now you can make a folder by right clicking the assets, create folder, and then you can name this folder material. Just to be organized, we could drag these two materials. So we have all of this. Now with the main camera, we can actually do something cool. So we click the main camera, go in the inspector, and instead of skybox, we could do it solid color. And then we could change the color of the background. So if we change it like to, if we change it, let's say, to a cool color like blue, or like maybe darker blue, then we could click, and it works the same way. We could also change field of view. I'd recommend the default 60, which I surprisingly slided. Then we could like change it into a physical camera, which doesn't really make a difference. But I click that off. Then as you see, let me just rotate the camera a bit. Let me use the move tool, move it back, get a cool angle. Then it falls. We can still see it falling. And we want to hit file, or we could just press Command S on the YouTube test. Command S. That's how it's saved. Then you can exit it. And you can also create folder. I call this like assets, so you don't have anything splattered. If you're making a very complex game with tons of folders, then I'd recommend like dragging all these folders. And if you want to highlight all of these, you could press shift and that. Wait, you can press this, hold down shift, and click that. Anyway, so for now, I'm gonna drag these two into assets, and then it's material and scene. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye. As always, have a nice day.